It is Seahawks Today with a look back at the Seahawks' 19-9 win over the Arizona Cardinals. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us. What a performance from the Seahawks today to get things done against Arizona. And look, I'll be honest, not many people gave the Seahawks team a chance today. But the defense put together the best performance we've seen this entire season, holding Kyler Murray in this dynamic Arizona Cardinals offense to just 9 points. They kept them out of the end zone. The only points that Arizona was able to score via touchdown was by their special teams unit. Kyler Murray, through the air, was held to 209 yards, and Benjamin was held to 37 yards on the ground. Zach Ertz with 6 receptions for 62 yards, and the Seahawks did this without there being another Call of Duty game ready. That's not till next week for Kyler Murray. Nonetheless, Geno Smith did a really good job with 197 yards, going 20 of 31 through the air. Kenneth Walker ran the ball well, 21 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown score. Noah Fant with 6 receptions for 45 yards, and the Seahawks get their third win of 2022, and they now are sitting at 3-3. So with that said, what's your one-word reaction to describe the Seahawks offense against Arizona? Look, sure, they weren't getting the touchdowns that they wanted, but they weren't making mistakes, and they were getting points of some sorts. For me, I would say my one word to describe the Seahawks offense was efficient. Look, they moved the football. They didn't turn it over. Maybe you didn't get in the end zone as much as what you liked, but you did enough to win. They were efficient. They didn't make mistakes, and they did enough. I liked what I saw from the Seahawks offense. Let me know in the comments section your one word to describe Seattle's offense against Arizona. Time for our mailbag questions. First one comes from Charlie the Unicorn. Hashtag Seahawks, is it a coincidence that the defense appears to be playing better once they got Neal into the game, playing safety / the linebacker position? Look, I liked what I saw from this entire unit. Ryan Neal and everybody included. This team was all on the same page defensively. They took steps in the right direction. So is it a coincidence? I would say no. I was impressed with the game plan that we saw. This was the best job this defensive group has put together the entire year. And something to think about, too, with them taking on this Arizona team, I know that DeAndre Hopkins won't be back for the Cardinals until next week, but what the Seahawks did still, the game plan for this dynamic Arizona offense, was the best game plan and the best performance they've put together all season against any defense. To hold Arizona to 9 points and to hold them out of the end zone offensively, credit where credit's due to get the job done the way that they did defensively. A huge step in the right direction. What have we been saying about this Seahawks team for the last couple of weeks? That the offense was doing its part, but the defense was giving up too much, right? And this week, the offense did a good job, but the defense played great this week. And the main reason why the Seahawks won on Sunday was because of their defense. To me, that's huge for this team. Who was the MVP for Seattle against the Cardinals? Give me one name that comes to mind for the Seahawks team who was the MVP for this defense. Let me know in the comments section who that was for this Seahawks team. Today's show is presented by BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, you can get a 125% deposit bonus when you use the promo code Seahawks125. You put $100 down, you get $125 to spend for free. It's like buying a pizza and then getting another pizza and then another slice for free. It's all in one place. Chatsports.com/bet. Start saving today to get that 125% deposit bonus. Promo code Seahawks125. Hashtag Seahawks, hashtag Godfather Jones from Michael. Does Woolen have a shot at Rookie of the Year if he keeps playing well? So Tariq Woolen had another interception. That was his 4th of the year. And before going even into this week, my brother, a friend of mine, Brian Baldinger, He had tweeted this week in his Baldy breakdown that he was looking at Tariq Woolen as a Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate. And that was even before the way he played this week. So even with that said, if guys like Baldy are already getting that attention to Tariq Woolen and then playing like that, yes, Tariq Woolen very well could be your Defensive Player of the Year. And how about the story with it, too? A day 3 selection out of UTSA, 5th-round pick. I mean, he wasn't even the first corner selected from this Seahawks team, okay? Kobe Bryant was selected before him. And Kobe Bryant's done fine as a rookie. It's not a knock on Kobe Bryant at all. But the fact that Tariq Woolen has been able to do what he's been able to do with the odds stacked against him, credit where credit's due. I like what I've seen from Tariq Woolen, quite frankly. Nick Fury writes in, #Seahawks, #Papa Seahawk. And apparently I'm the godfather now, too. Your thoughts on the Seahawks' performance? I say they did pretty good, especially the defense. I loved what I saw. To me, this was one of, if not the most impressive games from the Seahawks this year. Look, the offense, maybe they weren't getting touchdowns, but the defense did its job, and the defense held its own against a dynamic offense in Arizona here. How could you not like what you saw from this Seahawks defense and as a collective unit here? Look, this team was left for dead. A lot of people had just assumed that Seattle was going to tank this year, that they were going to try to go for that number 1 pick. But so far, through the first 6 weeks of this NFL season, the Seahawks have laid everything out on the line. They're giving their hardest each and every week. They're trying to win football games here. Credit where credit's due. This team is playing hard on both sides of the ball. I like what I've seen so far through this point. The Seahawks at 3-3, even if you were one of those that wanted the tank to happen, you have to appreciate the effort that this team's putting in to be at this point here. I like what I've seen from the Seahawks so far through 6 weeks at this point. Thanks for the question, Nick. Now, how would you rate the Seahawks defense, the way they performed against Arizona here? Let me know in the comment section. Scale it for me 1 through 100. For me, I mean, look, Kyler Murray's been a Pro Bowl quarterback. You look at some of the weapons. Sure, they didn't have DeAndre Hopkins, but that Arizona team has a lot of guys there. And to avoid that offense from getting in the end zone, remember, their one score was from special teams, their one offensive score. To do what they did, I mean, that's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. To me, my scale, my rating would be in the 90s for the Seahawks defense. Look, they've been giving up games where they've had 40 points to Detroit or New Orleans and a few others. And to do what they did there, that's amazing. I love what I saw from the Seahawks defense. I would scale it in the high 90s, quite frankly. Now, your turn. I want you to subscribe to the channel. Sub for dubs here on Seahawks Today. If you like what you saw from this Seahawks team, if you're excited about this team, and how could you not be? Look, everyone wrote them off, and here they are getting W's in the month of October like this. You got to subscribe to the channel. We're doing watch parties every week for every game. We are also each and every week covering your team with the latest news and rumors. We do a live show on Wednesdays. It's all in one place. It's right here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. Be a real one and join us here on the channel. Drew Locke's Hose writes, #Seahawks. That was honestly Geno's best game and win, in my opinion. I see where you're going with that, but I disagree because they weren't able to capitalize and get it in the end zone as much as they would have liked to. Geno wasn't making mistakes, and the offense was moving the football, and Arizona could not stop them from moving the football, but they weren't turning some of those possessions from 3 to 6 as much as what I would have liked. So while I liked what I saw from Geno Smith, I wouldn't say it was his best game. Personally, I thought the Detroit game was his best game, but nonetheless, Geno played good, and he's played better than most people thought he would at this point, but I get where you're going from with that Drew Locke's Hose. What do you have to say about that? I like what I saw from Geno Smith. Next question from Silas wants to know, #Seahawks. Do you think the Seahawks resign Penny if Walker plays like this for the rest of the year. I think he means re-sign. I'll say this. So you look ahead to next year. Rashad Penny will be a unrestricted free agent. And Kenneth Walker, of course, would go into the second year of his rookie deal. It depends on what Penny is willing to play for. This past year, he got a new contract that only paid him, around $5 million? If he's willing to pay for $5 million again, I think you say, yeah, sure, come back. Come back on a one-year deal for $5 million. It really depends on what he's willing to take. I wouldn't spend more than $8 or $9 million on him, but if he's willing to take the same contract he took this year, absolutely. But I think that no matter what, if Kenneth Walker plays like the way that he did today going forward, he's going to be your number one running back next year. So with that said, that situation you would say, Rashad Penny, hey, you can come back for $5, $6, maybe even $7 million, but you're going to be the number 2 back. If Kenneth Walker plays at this level, he's earned the right to be that number 1 running back for the Seahawks going forward as far as I'm concerned. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at Tyler Jones Live, talking about your Seattle Seahawks every day on that platform. Also on Instagram and Facebook as well. Love talking to you guys here on the channel. It is a pleasure, and certainly enjoyed talking about the Seahawks all the time and bringing you these live shows, and have a great time here on Seahawks Today. Another question from Charlie the Unicorn writes, #Seahawks. The rookie class for the Seahawks has lived up and possibly exceeded the preseason expectations. Agree? Okay, let's break this down one by one, shall we? Okay. Charles Cross at left tackle. He had one bad preseason game, and ever since then, he's done everything that's been asked of him. I like Charles Cross. Boye Mafe has certainly taken things up and has looked really good. As far as I'm concerned, he's getting more playing time by the day. Kenneth Walker, we saw a great game from him today. Tariq Woolen is got 4 interceptions at this point in time. Kobe Bryant has played good. You're going down the line. Abraham Lucas has been fine as a right tackle. So, yeah, I would say that they've certainly lived up and exceeded expectations from the preseason of what they were doing. Look, we knew the Seahawks were going to be a young team in 2022, that this team would have a lot of steps of growth, some growing pains that they'd had to deal with immediately. But this team has answered the call. They've been good, done what's been asked of them, and they're only going to get better from here. And they're getting better every single week. I like what I've seen from this group. So Charlie the Unicorn, yeah, I like what I've seen from the Seahawks rookie class. Make sure to subscribe to Seahawks Today for the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors, plus what's going on when it comes to free agency and trades, and live shows every Wednesday, as well as our watch parties for every game day as well. It's all in one place right here on Seahawks Today by Chat Sports.